Imagine this. You're at a grand estate, it's nighttime, there's feasting, revelry, and then boom, a street brawl breaks out.
Right. But this isn't just some random punch-up.
No, exactly. It's meticulously orchestrated, a hidden test, really, designed to show who people really are, shift loyalties.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're taking a deep dive into Homer's Odyssey, specifically Book 8.
Yeah, this part is fantastic. It drops us right into Odysseus's palace.
Right in the thick of it. Odysseus is back, but he's disguised as a beggar, and he's starting very carefully to reclaim his home, one strategic move at a time.
And the text we're using just lays it all bare. The power plays, the sharp talk, the surprising things people do, heroes and villains alike. It's a really pivotal moment.
Absolutely. We're going beyond just what happens.
Yeah, we want to understand why it matters, how this ancient cunning, this strategy just unfolds right there.
So our mission here is to pull out the most important bits of knowledge, the insights from this classic story, understand those hidden meanings, the surprising facts behind all the drama.
It really is a masterclass in strategy and, well, human nature.
It is. So, given that setup, the stage is perfectly set. What's the very first move we see? Where does the action kick off?
Well, it kicks off with this character, Iros. He's known as the public beggar of Ithaca.
Okay.
The source describes him, interestingly, as having a ravenous belly. He looks big, but crucially, no real strength.
All show, no go.
Pretty much. His birth name was actually Arnaios. He got the nickname Iros because he used to run messages for people, like Iros, the messenger goddess, but, well, the male version.
Gotcha. And he thinks he owns the place, basically.
Yeah, he considers the forecourt his patch.
Yeah.
And he sees Odysseus there, also looking like a beggar.
And he doesn't waste any time. He just goes right at him, tells him, give way, old sir, from the forecourt before you are taken and dragged out by the foot.
Charming. A real warm welcome.
Right. But what's fascinating is Odysseus' response. How does he handle this?
He's incredibly calm, almost serene, really. But his words, they have weight. He basically says, look, there's room for both of us. I'm not bothering you, not jealous of your food. Simple assertion of his right to be there.
But then comes the warning, right?
Yes, it's subtle, but it's powerful. He tells Iros, essentially, don't push me too hard, or, old as I am, I may give you a bloody chest and mouth.
Wow. So not an angry outburst, more like a statement of fact.
Exactly. It's like he's saying, you really have no idea who you're dealing with here. Just a hint of that concealed power.
But Iros, being Iros, he misses it completely.
Oh, totally. He's full of bluster. Maybe his ego's in the way. He just fires back, mocking Odysseus as an old hulk.
An old hulk. Ouch.
Yeah. It says he talks like an old woman at the oven. That he escalates the threat, promising to spatter all of the teeth out from his jaws on the ground.
Like a pig rooting up crops, the text says. He's definitely trying to pick a fight.
And he succeeds. Because the suitors, especially Arnaios, they see this and they are delighted.
The audience arrives.
Right? For them, this is just amazing entertainment, something new. They're bored, right? And this is a cheap thrill.
So Arnaios jumps on it. He proposes a prize.
He does. A rather unique prize. Goat paunches set on the fire, filled with blood and fat.
So, big greasy sausages, basically.
Not too much. A traditional, maybe slightly gross reward.
Yeah.
But it's not just the food.
No. What else?
The winner also gets the privilege to always have dinner with us, and no other beggar will be allowed in.
So it's food and status all rolled into one crude package.
Exactly. It turns this petty squabble into a sponsored show purely for their amusement. And the suitors, they just erupt in laughter, gather around eagerly, like spectators at a cockfight.
It really shows their cruelty, doesn't it? Their lack of empathy.
Absolutely. Deep-seated insolence.
So, okay, the suitors see it as a game, but Odysseus, he plays it differently. He uses this moment strategically.
Yes, totally. This is where his genius really shows. He doesn't just agree to fight. He sets conditions.
What does he do?
He demands a strong oath from all the suitors that none of them will jump in, take Ida's side, and lightheartedly strike me down with a heavy hand.
Wow. That's more than just asking for a fair fight, isn't it?
Much more. By making them swear an oath before the gods, he does a few things. One, he ensures a fair fight, outwardly.
Okay.
But deeper than that, he's setting them up. When they eventually break this oath, which, they probably will, they'll be going against divine will.
Laying the groundwork for their downfall later.
Clever. Very clever. It shifts the moral high ground to him before a punch is even thrown. And they all swear it, completely oblivious.
And then, right after the oath, Telemachus steps up. This feels like a big moment for him.
It's huge. He publicly supports Odysseus, the beggar. He declares, I myself am your host.
His host, so he's claiming authority.
Yes. And he promises that the man who strikes you shall have to fight against numbers. This is the young man who's been kind of insecure, finally standing up to these powerful guys in his own house.
It's a real sign he's maturing, ready to take charge.
Definitely a turning point for Telemachus.
And then, as if things weren't dramatic enough, we get the gods involved. Athene intervenes.
She does. Subtly, though. She enhances Odysseus' appearance, magnifies his limbs.
How so?
The text says his thighs, splendid and large, his wide shoulders, chest, ponderous arms, they all suddenly look much more impressive.
Like a divine pump-up.
Kind of. And the suitors notice. They're astonished.
They can actually see the difference.
Apparently so. One of them even mutters, Iros will soon be Iros no more.
Huh. So they realize this isn't just any old beggar.
It's a signal. A divine endorsement. Anyone paying attention would see it.
But poor Iros. He's probably terrified now.
Oh, the text makes that clear. His heart was stirred with trouble. His flesh shook all over his body. He's trembling, even as the servants are forcing him to get ready.
And Antinous doesn't help, I imagine.
Not at all. Seeing Iros' fear, Antinous lays down this absolutely brutal threat.
What does she say?
He says if Iros loses, he'll be tossed on a ship, sent to King Atitos on the mainland. This guy known as someone who preys on all men.
Oh, that sounds bad.
It gets worse. He says Atitos will cut off his nose and ears and privates and give them raw for the dogs to feed on.
Jeez. That's incredibly graphic and cruel.
It really underscores the brutality of their world, how cheap life could be, especially for someone like Eros. Just entertainment.
So, the threat is laid down. How does Odysseus actually approach the fight itself? He's got all this power, this divine help. Does he just go all out?
Well, he thinks about it. He has this internal debate, Should he just kill Eros instantly or just hit him lightly?
Right, lightly.
To avoid suspicion. He doesn't want the suitors, the Achaean audience, to realize his true strength just yet. It's about the long game.
Control, strategy.
Always.
Yeah.
So he decides a light, non-fatal strike is the way to go.
And the fight itself. Quick.
Very quick. Decisive. Eros gets in a glancing blow on Odysseus' right shoulder. But Odysseus hits back with terrifying precision. Strikes him underneath the ear, shatters the bones inside.
Oof.
Yeah. Red blood came in his mouth. Eros just drops immediately, bleeding, in the dust, with teeth set in a grimace.
And the suitors.
They died with laughing. Just find it hilarious.
Unbelievable. What does Odysseus do then?
He drags Eros out, props him up against the courtyard wall, gives him one last warning.
What's that?
Basically tells him, sit there, now scare off the dogs and pigs. But don't try to be king of the beggars anymore, you wretch, or you'll find even worse trouble.
A final put down. And the suitors are praising Odysseus now.
They are, yeah. Genuinely impressed by the display. And the text notes, Odysseus was pleased at the omen. He takes their praise as a sign his plan is working.
And he gets his reward. The goat paunch.
He does. Antinous gives him the great paunch pudding, and Amphinomus. He seems a bit different.
How so?
He gives Odysseus 2 loaves of bread and actually drinks his health, acknowledges his misfortunes, a small act of kindness.
That sets him apart from the others, definitely.
It does. And this leads to a really crucial moment, a moment of prophecy.
Odysseus speaks to Amphinomus, still disguised.
Yes. And he delivers this profound speech. He reflects on human helplessness, how fragile we are.
What does he say?
He observes that there is nothing more helpless than a man is, especially when things are going well, when God-granted courage is high. Then he thinks he'll never suffer misfortune.
That sounds like a timeless truth about arrogance, hubris.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he speaks from experience, right? He mentions his own past reckless things when he was prosperous. He calls for righteousness, saying, no man be altogether without the sense of righteousness.
It's a warning delivered by someone who's lived through the consequences.
Precisely. And then he gets specific, warning Amphinomus directly about the suitors and their reckless devisings.
He tells him Odysseus is coming back soon.
He does. He says the master will not for long be far. He is very close by. It's chilling.
Does he offer Amphinomus a way out?
He expresses this faint hope that Amphinomus' destiny takes you home, out of his way. But he also prophesies a reckoning not without blood. He's giving him a chance if he can just see it.
But Amphinomus, does he take the hint?
It's tragic, really. The text says he saw the evil, he felt dread, but he still could not escape his doom.
Why not?
Because Athene had already bound him fast, destined him to be strongly killed by the hands and spear of Telemachus.
Wow. So even with a warning, fate is inescapable here. Stark.
Very stark. It's a tough world.
Okay, so after this intense moment, the focus shifts, right?
Yeah.
To Penelope.
Yes. Athene decides it's time for Penelope to make an appearance.
Why now? What's the goddess's plan?
Two main reasons, according to the text. To make the suitors desire her even more, open their hearts, as it says, and also so that she might seem all the more precious to Odysseus and Telemachus.
Boosting her value in everyone's eyes.
Exactly. It's a divine setup for her entrance.
Does Penelope want to do this?
Initially, no. She tells her nurse, Eurynoe, that she doesn't want to bathe or anoint herself. She talks about her ruined glory since Odysseus left.
You can feel her sadness, her long wait.
Yeah, it's a real moment of vulnerability. But Athene, as you said, has other plans.
A divine makeover incoming.
Pretty much. Athene makes Penelope fall into a sweet sleep. Then, while she's asleep, the goddess enhances her appearance, makes her taller, thicker, whiter than sawn ivory, freshens her features with ambrosia.
So she wakes up looking spectacular.
Exactly, radiant, prepared for her grand entrance.
And the suitor's reaction when she finally appears.
It's intense, visceral. Their knees gave way, and the hearts in them were bemused with passion.
Wow.
And each one prayed for the privilege of lying beside her. It really shows her enduring power, her allure, and maybe the less noble side of the suitor's desire.
Okay, so she has their full attention. What's her move? How does she play this?
Masterfully. She starts by scolding Telemachus.
Scolding him? Why?
She pretends to be angry that he allowed the stranger, Odysseus, to be so outrageously handled in the fight with Iros. She frames it as outrage and shame on the household.
Ah, so she's asserting her authority, but also subtly defending Odysseus without revealing anything. Clever.
Very clever. It puts Telemachus on the spot, too.
How does he respond?
With surprising maturity, actually. He admits he's aware, but points out he was young and the suitors are distracting. He even says he wishes they could all be defeated right then and there.
A flicker of his father's spirit, and Eurymachus tries to interrupt with flattery.
Yeah, typical Eurymachus. Praises her beauty, her stature, but Penelope ignores it and launches into her real strategy.
Wait, what is it?
She starts by lamenting how her own excellence, her beauty, has faded since Odysseus left. Then she recounts something specific Odysseus supposedly told her when he left.
What did he supposedly say?
That she should take care of his parents, and only when Telemachus was grown up and bearded, then she could marry whomever she pleased.
Setting the stage.
Exactly. Then she pivots. She expresses her bitter distress that suitors these days don't follow the proper custom. They don't bring in their own cattle and fat sheep and offer glorious presents. Instead, they just eat up another's livelihood without payment.
Yeah.
She calls them out directly for consuming her estate.
Oh, that is brilliant. She's using the tradition of wooing gifts against them.
Precisely. She's basically saying, if you want to court me properly, you should be bringing gifts, not draining my resources.
Forcing them to pay up. While making them think she might actually be considering marriage now that Telemachus is grown.
It's a master class, shifting the power dynamic, making them contribute, asserting her value. And Odysseus, the beggar, hears all this.
He must be loving it.
The text says he was happy because she beguiled gifts out of them and enchanted their spirits with blandishing words while her own mind had other intentions. He sees exactly what she's doing.
And does it work? Do they actually bring gifts?
Oh, yes. Immediately. They're totally taken in, still bemused with passion. They send their heralds running.
What kind of gifts?
Extravagant stuff. Antinous sends a great embroidered robe with 12 gold pins. Eurymachus sends an elaborate gold necklace with amber beads. Eurydamas sends earrings with triple drops. Pysandros sends a beautiful necklace.
Wow. So she literally makes them pay for their bad behavior.
She does. It's not just about the wealth. It's about her control, her intelligence.
Okay, so gifts are given. Penelope presumably withdraws. What happens as the night goes on?
Well, the suitors get back to what they do best. Dance and delightful song. They've got these big lamps, cressets for light, and the maids are supposed to be tending them.
But Odysseus steps in.
He does. Almost like he can't help himself, taking charge in his own house.
Yeah.
He tells the maids, go keep the queen company, go spin wool, I will provide the light for all these people.
Another subtle assertion of his role.
Exactly. But then, one of the maids, Melantho, speaks up.
Melantho? Wasn't she mentioned earlier?
Yes, she's Eurymachus' sweetheart. And the text explicitly says she shows no sorrow for Penelope. She's disloyal.
And she confronts Odysseus.
She does. Gives him this shameful scolding. Calls him a wretched stranger, a babbler of nonsense.
Doesn't hold back.
No. And she warns him someone better man than Iros might beat him up and throw him out. Her disrespect is pretty shocking.
How does Odysseus react to that?
Sharply. He gives her a threatening retort, basically telling her he could report her behavior to Telemachus, and that makes the other maids fearful. He puts her in her place.
But then her lover, Eurymachus, gets involved.
Yeah, he jumps in to defend her, I suppose.
Yeah.
Starts taunting Odysseus, too. Offers him menial work, like building walls or planting trees, for pay.
But it's mocking, right?
Oh, definitely. He calls Odysseus lazy, says he'd rather just beg than work. They still don't see who he really is.
So Odysseus fires back again.
He does, with this fierce counter-challenge. He says, okay, let's have a contest. Mowing, plowing, or even a battle.
A battle? He challenges Eurymachus.
He does. He suggests Eurymachus only seems brave because he's dealing with few men and no brave ones. It's a direct insult to his courage.
And then comes another veiled threat.
A chilling one. He hints that if, or rather when, Odysseus returns, the palace gates would suddenly be too narrow for Eurymachus and the others trying to flee.
Ooh, that's a direct prophecy of the slaughter to come, delivered right to his face.
Exactly. And Eurymachus is furious, absolutely enraged.
What does he do?
He snaps. He grabs the nearest thing a footstool and throws it at Odysseus.
Does it hit him?
No. Odysseus is too quick. He anticipates it, crouches down by Amphinomus' knees.
So where does the footstool go?
It misses Odysseus completely and hits the cupbearer who's walking by. Hits him in the right hand.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the wine pitcher goes flying. The cupbearer falls down groaning. Instant chaos in the hall.
Tumult. Everyone's shouting, I imagine.
Total uproar. But then Telemachus steps in again. And this time, he's decisive.
What does he say?
He basically shouts them down, calls them fools, says it must be some god who troubles you, and then tells them straight, go to your homes and sleep.
Wow, he orders them out.
He does. And the reaction. The suitors are stunned. They actually bit their lips in amazement at Telemachus and the daring way he had spoken to them.
They're finally seeing him differently, as the master of the house.
It's a huge shift. This new, bolder Telemachus is emerging.
Who diffuses the situation then?
It's Amphinomus again, the slightly more reasonable one. He urges calm, no more violence against the guest, suggests they pour one last drink, a libation, and then head home.
Leaving Telemachus to look after the stranger.
Exactly. And surprisingly, they agree. They pour the libation, drink, and actually leave.
The evening ends relatively peacefully after all that.
For now.
What a night, though. Just packed with revelations. We saw Odysseus' incredible cunning, his patience, Penelope's sharp intelligence, using their own rules against them.
Yeah, and the suitors' arrogance, their blindness, and Telemachus really stepping up, finding his authority.
It wasn't just a brawl, was it? It was this complex dance of power, deception, strategy, with the gods subtly pulling strings, too.
Absolutely. And what's really striking, I think, is how timeless these human behaviors are, right? You see the arrogance of power, how it blinds people. You see the resilience of those who seem powerless, how they can use strategy, and just the subtle ways people manipulate situations, often hidden behind politeness or, entertainment.
It really resonates, which leads us to a final thought for you, listening. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it raises an important question.
Yeah.
In a world where appearances are constantly managed, where motives are often hidden, how do you figure out who really holds the power and what kind of reckoning, what ultimate consequence might be waiting for those who just take what isn't theirs?
Who are the modern-day suitors, maybe?
Exactly. Who are the suitors in your world, and what's their eventual footstool moment going to look like? Something to think about.